Riveter Nation? It's Halo the Riveter coming at you this beautiful morning. Alright guys, look, it's more towards like a midday ride. I just want to talk about like the things I enjoy about riding. I think everybody is different because everybody rides for different reasons and everybody enjoys different things and different aspects about the ride. So before I get into it, I do want to ask you guys, like, what do you enjoy about riding? Drop that in the comments. I want to know what your perspective is. I feel like we're in a one-sided relationship over here. I'm always doing all the talking and you guys are just doing all the listening, and I want to know more about you. I don't want to be the selfish partner. All right guys, so what do you guys enjoy about riding? I am dying to know, and I know you guys didn't ask, but that's what I'm going to be going over in this video today. One of the main things I love about riding is literally just getting out and being one with the road, with your bike, and just spacing away from the everyday life. And I have a really great life, you know. I have a loving family, I have a great relationship, and I love my life. Like, it's a great life. I'm not saying like I ride to get away. That's what I'm trying to put in perspective, is I'm not trying to say like I ride to get out of my reality is so bad so I need to escape it. That's not it at all. It's a little bit deeper and different than that. It's more of like you know, being in a car or a cage. We do that every day, you know, on the way to work. I don't know if you guys ride 100% of the time, if your motorcycle is your daily commuter, but it's not my daily commuter. So whenever I ride, it's like for either a quick errand or just to get out, and literally my mindset is to ride. I'm not doing anything but riding, maybe collecting footage for you guys, or maybe just, you know, getting some footage for myself or some headspace for myself. So that's one of the best things about riding, in my opinion, is that it's all about the road. It's all about the moment. You know, we get kind of lost in our commute, whether we're in a car, truck, SUV, because we're kind of like in our own little cage, our own little bubble. The world is zooming by. All we're paying attention to is like if we're staying in our two lines, nobody else is crossing the two lines, and we're just trying to get to our destination. And some people, you cruise, like, that's awesome, that's great. For the most part, that's not what my commute consists of. It's mainly because I have to get somewhere. So I'm pretty removed from the world. I'm in my head just trying to get from point A to point B, my final destination, whatever. Maybe there's A, B, C, and D destinations in that plan. In that trip planned. So when I'm riding a motorcycle, it's more about me just taking in the world around me. And then, of course, you have to take in the drivers and the habits of those around you for a safe ride, because you want to know, you want to anticipate, you know, what each driver is doing, when they're going to do it, and why, you know. So for me, it's all about becoming one with the trip, you know, and enjoying that. So sometimes I'll do nature rides. Right now I've more of, you know, come into my own and try to be out on the road with people and other cars, because I want to eventually, you know, have my motorcycle as one of my options as far as a commuter vehicle. So I need to familiarize myself with riding habits and, you know, people on the road with me. For most of you guys who don't know, I usually will ride early in the morning when I was initially learning how to ride, because there was no cars and I was very afraid and I didn't want to ride with traffic. And that's good, that has its place in time, but sometimes you have to get out there, and eventually you're going to be in a spot where you're going to ride with traffic, and it shouldn't terrify you. You know, it shouldn't completely just, your ride should be a relaxing thing. It shouldn't be like where you're completely anxious, because if you're anxious, you're going to make stupid mistakes, and a mistake on a bike can lead to pretty detrimental consequences. So that's why I've been getting out and riding. I went a little further today. I took a street that I know will stay this street for a long time, so I know I can just take the street all the way down and then turn around and come all the way back and know exactly where I'm at. I haven't mounted, you know, my phone to my bike yet. You know, I've just been lazy. Well, actually, I'm missing one of the rings, so I have to kind of get it customized from Onyx, my Street 500, to Freedom, my Iron 1200. So there's that. So I don't really have GPS on this bike, and I am one of those women or girls who kind of gets lost easily. I don't have a super great sense of direction, but I know I could get my way around it. But the thing is, when I'm riding, I don't want to have to be worrying about that as well. I need to be concentrating on my ride and not how I'm going to get there and where I'm supposed to turn. And because I'm used to being in a truck with GPS, I can easily turn or switch lanes real quick. You don't really want to do that on a bike. Okay, so that's enough for that lesson. I love riding, first of all, like I said, because it makes me want to live in that moment and just appreciate nature, appreciate the road, appreciate this beautiful bike that I have, and just get out there and enjoy the wind, you know, and enjoy the great weather. Texas, our great weather is right now. It's like literally it's probably like upper 80s, lower 90s right now. This is our fall season. Hopefully it gets a little bit colder, because I don't want to deal with this. For winter, like, we don't get a winter here, we get a cooler season. That's literally it. It's by no means a winter. I mean, it'll snow so very often, and it's not true snow. Like, it'll stick on the ground for maybe a few hours and then it's depleted within a few hours. So we don't get true winter here in Texas. So that's actually a really good thing that I can be grateful for, is I can ride year round, just because we don't have the sloshy snow. We can just ride. Another reason I really enjoy riding is the thrill of it. So the adrenaline. And I know I'm not one of those adrenaline junkies who acts like an idiot on the road. I'm not pulling 120 or anything. You know, coming home the other day from work, we were in the I think the car. So we were riding in a little car. I have a little Chevy Sonic, riding in the car, and every time, so that's a thing that I've loved, that I've become as a biker, is of course you notice more bikers on the road, mostly because you want to check out their ride, you know, and see what you're up against. No, I'm just kidding. See what other people have. So there's this, you know, with me and my significant other, what I kind of started is a little tradition. Every time we see a biker on the road, say motorcycle, and check out the bike or whatever. So that's just a little silly thing. So of course I was on the freeway, and this busy freeway I call Daytona 500. It's really always just, for lack of a better explanation, balls to the wall speeding. These people just speed. It's like the Daytona 500. It's like if you are going 20 miles above the speed limit, you're going too slow. These people are pulling 100, you know, 80 on a constant. And for me, before I, you know, became a responsible adult with treasure in my vehicle coming home, I was one of those drivers. I would speed, I would switch lanes all the time. I was an asshole, you know. I have tried to overcome that, though. It's not important to get to that destination ASAP. It's important that you get there safely, first of all. So I saw this motorcycle on the road, and like I said, this highway is known to be just horrendous riding patterns for people. People will cross 6 lanes or 4 lanes just to get to their exit. It's ridiculously bad. And so I see this motorcycle, and he's in what I call a big boy bike, a big bagger, and he's riding the speed limit. You know, he's going either like the 60 or probably 70 comfortably. And then you hear like, nah, you hear that coming up. This dude on a bike was literally, he had to be pulling 110 to 120, because I was going 80 and he zipped by me like I was standing still. And I'm just like, dude, like, you do not want to be that person on the road, because you're not only like, my significant other and I were talking the other day about like our demeanor towards riding, and we both said, like, whenever we start picking up speed on a bike, like, we're literally like picking up speed at 20 or 15, and we said we had the same thought, and we thought it was freaking hilarious, because I thought, man, if I hit anything going at this speed, it's not good for me at all. And I'm only going 20, you know, on the road, like in my neighborhood. I'm like, if I hit a rock or something and I fall out, like, there could be some serious damage done to not only my bike, but to me. I'm more concerned with my bike, honestly, than myself. So I can only imagine, you know, normal speed here in the greater Houston area, we pull around, you know, 45, 50 is an average speed. And I was like, this is ridiculous. This dude was doing 120. I'm afraid at 20 miles an hour, what can happen to me if I was to hit a crack and, you know, everything wrong happens at that time. Like, that's ridiculous. This dude was pulling like 100 miles over my initial fear, and he doesn't care. Like, no care in the world. You hit something going at that speed, it slides out. And then of course there's squids. Like, those of you who don't know what a squid is, they're people who ride stupidly, and they don't have any kind of helmet, they don't have pants on, they're riding in freaking chanclas half the time. I'm like, dude, first of all, okay, you want to ride, you want to be a thrill seeker, that's fine, whatever, that you're entitled to that. This is America. You're entitled to be an idiot, but you're gonna willingly put yourself in danger, and then the poor motorists, whoever you clip or whatever happens, because you know, first of all, they don't see us, you know, it's just this fact of life. You're gonna clip them, go flying, get run over, and then traumatize them for the rest of their lives. And they were doing nothing wrong. You know, maybe they were turning into a lane or coming into a lane and they just honestly didn't see you. Like, this is just ridiculous. So, oh, I didn't mean that to be a rant. I meant that I like the adrenaline of it. You know, being on a bike, it's a not a scary thing, but it's an adrenaline filled you know, short time while you're riding or a long time while you're riding. I wear a Fitbit all the time, and because of the vibrations of the bike, I get like way more steps than I would normally. And I was like, what the heck is happening? Like, I know I wasn't walking that much that day. It's because of the vibrations and where my hand position is on my bike. It was counting like thousands of steps for me. But that's besides the point. Whenever I look at my Fitbit report, my heart rate is always, you know, elevated, and it's because it's an adrenaline experience, you know, adrenal experience. You get a thrill from it, and it's fun. It's freaking amazing to ride a bike if you do it correctly. You know, not all of us like to be stuffed up in these stinking helmets or have these boots on and gloves on. We don't, of course, nobody loves it, but it's part of the thrill. If you're going to put yourself out there, make sure you're protected. You know, have you guys seen burn victims? It's not a great thing to have to experience road rash, like, at all. It's not great at all. And so for you to have to experience that on top of, you know, whether there was damage to your bike or anything like that, like, that's a hefty price to pay just because you didn't want to be cooped up in a helmet or a jacket or long sleeves or pants or boots or anything, you know. So there's my rant. I'm sorry, it wasn't supposed to be a freaking rant. Oh man, another thing I love about being on a motorcycle is exploring. So in a truck, like I said, or in my car, I'm one of those people who I need to know where I'm going, why I'm going, how I'm going to get there, when I'm going to get there. Like, one of those people. Now with the bike, it has given me the opportunity to just go around and explore my neighborhood. I have found so many cool little parks and little nifty spaces, fishing spots that I never knew existed just because I was on my bike, taking the back roads and just going around town and having not a care in the world. I love that. I love that feel. You know, you're not rushing, you don't have to be somewhere, you're just taking it all in, discovering things and going for it, honestly. And then the last thing, it was probably one of the initial reasons I wanted to get a bike, was just to be a badass. Like, not many people, because there's not many of us, are on the road riding bikes and rocking bikes. It's just a badass thing to do, man. Like, there's something about sitting on the road with a freaking engine that's burning the crap off your leg and just having the power to just go. Not many people can do it, not many people can master it, but we're all just doing it, you know. Oh yay. You know, there's not that many people who have mastered this art or this skill, so take it in. Give yourself the congratulations. Even if you're a beginner, you're still out there, you're still trying, you're still killing your moto journey. Breathe it in, take it in, enjoy it, be the badass that you are. So if you like this video, please give me the thumbs up. It really helps out my channel. Leave a comment, tell me why you enjoy riding, please. I really want to hear you guys, or from you guys. I hope you guys have a great rest of the day. If you like me, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. If you hit the bell icon, it'll notify you as far as any activity on my channel when I'm dropping my next upload. I really appreciate you guys sticking around, hearing me ramble. Thank you for listening to my rants as well. I hope you guys have a great rest of the day. Continue to be badasses. If you clicked on this video just doing research to see if you're going to actually purchase a bike, do it. It's one of the best decisions I've ever made in my life. I would not take it back for anything. I love riding a motorcycle, especially if you're a female. It's a huge sense of empowerment, you know. We're all about that empowerment here. All right, guys, thank you so much for your continued support. I hope you guys have a great rest of the day, good weekend, wherever this video finds you, and hopefully I will see you guys on the next one. Have a fantabulous day.